WSTKS-FM Worldwide. Digital collaborative learning for the 21st century. Welcome to the Collaborative Café Summer 2025 edition, a podcast series to help college and university instructors cultivate key 21st century skills in their students, regardless of course focus or modality. Hello again. My name is Stokes Schwartz, and I'm a professor in the Center for Integrative Studies in the Arts and Humanities here at Michigan State University. Today, we're diving into a challenge that I know many of you, especially when teaching students in humanities courses, have grappled with. How do you truly assess learning team performance, individual member contributions, and possibly handle social loafing in a collaborative setting? It's easy to feel like you're trying to measure the wind sometimes, but it doesn't have to be a guessing game. Today, we'll explore 3 practical student-centered approaches that will not only help you gain clearer insight into learning team dynamics, but also enable and empower your students to become more self-aware, effective collaborators. We'll get started in one moment. Thanks for joining me, everyone. Our first strategy is role rotation. In collaborative projects, students often stick to familiar roles, limiting their skill development and making it hard to see individual contributions or spot social loafing from the instructor's perspective. If one student always researches and another always edits, how do you really assess their collaborative skills and gain a clearer picture of teams' internal workings? Consider the example of maybe a classical studies course where learning teams might digitally recreate an ancient city. Instead of fixed roles for the entire project, implement a system where roles like primary researcher, narrative architect, and digital asset curator rotate with each major project milestone. Students know beforehand that they'll take on different responsibilities, encouraging them to develop diverse skills from critical inquiry to digital curation. Teams can use free versions of applications like Miro or Jamboard to visually map out these milestones and assign rotating roles. Clear responsibilities for each role ensure transparency as members document their process directly on the board. That public, evolving record makes individual contributions visible, allowing you to observe how each student adapts. It's like a continuous skills workshop, revealing a richer tapestry of individual capabilities. Welcome back. Structured asynchronous deliberation, our second strategy, addresses the challenge of determining if every member contributes to critical thinking and complex problem solving as their learning team develops its work. The solution also encourages more thoughtful contributions from learning team members. Consider using perusal or hypothesis for a literature or cinema course where students are collaboratively analyzing a complex text or film. Set specific prompts within the document that require team discussion and decision-making. For example, Identify 3 recurring symbols in a chapter or film sequence and provide textual evidence. As a team, decide which is most central to the story and support your thinking. Team members then post individual arguments asynchronously, responding directly to each other. It's like a discussion board. As a key part of this planned exchange, establish a consensus protocol, requiring each team member to propose a final justified answer after reviewing all peer contributions. You'll see their collective thought process, how they challenge each other, and how they reach shared understanding. This provides a robust digital trail of sorts of learning team member contributions to their intellectual process. If a learning team hits a roadblock, they can use a modified Think, Pair, Share exercise. First, each team member individually thinks and writes down their perspective and a potential solution in their shared perusal or hypothesis thread. Then they pair by directly replying to 1 or 2 other team members' ideas, discussing pros and cons. Finally, as a team, they share their synthesized thoughts and collaboratively decide on the best path forward, documenting their consensus. This approach cultivates and documents their problem-solving and conflict resolution skills. As a reminder, we're looking today at 3 student-centered approaches that give clearer insight into learning team dynamics and empower students to become more self-aware, effective collaborators. Let's dive back into that discussion now. Our final and perhaps most empowering strategy addresses subtle social loafing and encourages individual accountability through something called a contribution portfolio, which fosters improved self-regulation by shifting the burden of proof to learning team members. Imagine an art history course in which students collaborate on a virtual gallery exhibition. At the project's conclusion, instead of just submitting the final exhibition, each member of the team submits a concise, evidence-based contribution portfolio using Google Sites or Padlet. But here's the catch. The portfolio isn't a lengthy essay. On the contrary, it's a curated collection of their tangible contributions, which could include links to specific sections of shared documents, like Google Docs, where they contributed research or drafted text, highlighting their edits or comments. It might also include screenshots or links to their work on shared visual platforms like Canva, where they uploaded images or designed layouts. The portfolio might also include a brief written reflection of 100 to 150 words, explaining team members' roles in a team challenge and how each one of them contributed to its resolution, perhaps linking to a communication thread. In any case, the portfolio forces students to actively track and articulate their contributions, making social loafing nearly impossible to hide. As an instructor, you review their curated evidence, gaining powerful insight into their active participation, problem-solving, and critical reflection. This particular approach truly empowers students to own their learning and their overall impact on the learning team. WSTKS-FM Worldwide. Digital collaborative learning for the 21st century. If you find this podcast helpful, be sure to hit like, share, and subscribe. Before we wrap up today's program, let's recap the 3 powerful student-centered strategies that will help you assess team performance and individual member contributions. We've explored the dynamic insights gained from role rotation, the depth of engagement revealed by structured asynchronous deliberation enhanced by Think, Pair, Share approach, and the empowering accountability of the contribution portfolio. Each approach provides greater insight into learning team dynamics while also cultivating essential 21st century skills among your students. That is, adaptability and broad skill development through role rotation and collaborative decision-making through structured deliberation, self-regulation, and accountability. Best of all, your students are enabled to take ownership of their learning and their team's success. Which method will you try in your next collaborative project? And with that, we come to the end of today's program. Join me next time when we'll continue our exploration of how to help students cultivate key 21st century skills regardless of course focus or modality. Until then, thank you for joining me in the Collaborative Café Summer 2025 edition. My name is Stokes Schwartz, and I'll talk to you again soon. Have a healthy, safe, and productive week in the meantime. With special regards from Onyx, the Cat What Am. Bye for now. You've just heard a podcast from WSTKS-FM Worldwide, digital collaborative learning for the 21st century.